class, Fatima Convent High School, myself, Dipali, Chapter 8, Quadrilaterals, Class 9. We are going to start the first lecture of this chapter, Quadrilaterals. For that, let us understand the meaning of word quadrilateral. It is made up of two parts, quadri is equal to 4 and lateral or laterals is equal to sides. So any figure made up of 3 sides is called as quadrilateral. Now let us understand certain properties of these quadrilaterals, various types of quadrilaterals, and certain theorems related to these quadrilaterals. In chapter 6 and 7, you must have come across how to join 3 non-collinear points in pairs. Now we have studied many properties of triangles in chapter 6 and 7, and you know that on joining 3 non-collinear points in pair, the figure so obtained is a triangle. Now let us mark 4 points and see what we obtain on joining them in pair in some order. Now first, let us understand what is collinear and what is non-collinear. Collinear means when any 2 or more than 2 points are in the same line, then it is called as collinear points. And non-collinear points is when more than 2 points are not in a same line are called as non-collinear points. So these are non-collinear points and these are collinear points. Now we have talked about 3 non-collinear points in chapter 6 and 7. Let us just recall it. Suppose if I have 3 points and if they are in the same line, all 3 are in the same line and I join them, I get a line or a line segment. But if 2 are collinear and the third one is non-collinear, and if I join them, I can get a triangle. In case of 3 non-collinear points, always 2 are collinear. Anyhow, if I write, can you see this? These are collinear. If I take this point again and this point, they are collinear. And if I take this point and this point, they are collinear. But if I talk about all the 3 at a time, then 2 are collinear and the third one is non-collinear. And on joining them, I get a triangle. Now what about 4 points? If you have 4 non-collinear points, what are the possibilities? Now, if I have them in line, then they are no longer collinear. They form a straight line. What if 3 are collinear and the third one is non-collinear? Then I get a figure like this, which is again a triangle, but made up of 3 points and the fourth point made up of 4 points and the fourth point is on the side of the triangle. What if 2 are collinear and 2 are non-collinear? And if I join them, I get a figure like this. This figure is called as quadrilateral. There is one more possibility where I can have it like this way, where 2 are collinear this way and 2 are collinear this way. These are collinear here and collinear here. But if I join them like this way, then I get a quadrilateral again. These are 2 different kinds of quadrilateral about which we will study when we do the classification of quadrilaterals. So you get a figure something like this. Did you understand the relation between four collinear points? So note, if all the 4 points are collinear in the same line, we obtain a line as in figure 1. If 3 out of the 4 points are collinear, we get a triangle as in figure 2. And if no 3 out of the 4 are collinear, we obtain a closed figure as 3 and 4. Such a figure formed by joining 4 points in an order is known as quadrilateral. This is the definition for quadrilateral which you are supposed to learn. In this book, we will consider only quadrilaterals of type 3 but not as type 4. Now a quadrilateral has 4 sides, 4 angles and 4 vertices. These are called the components of the quadrilateral. So let us see what are the 4 sides, 4 angles and 4 vertices in this given quadrilateral. A, B, C and D is a quadrilateral. But along with this it has 2 more components, they are the diagonals. Now in quadrilateral ABCD, AB, BC, CD and DA, they are the line segments joining the vertices and they are the sides. And vertex A, vertex B, vertex C and vertex D are the 4 vertices. And if you talk about the angles, then the angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D are the angles of the quadrilateral, which can also be named as angle BAD or angle DAB. Same way angle ABC or angle CBA, angle BCD or angle DCB, angle ADC or angle CDA, or simply angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. And along with this, suppose if we join vertex A and vertex C as shown in the figure, and we join vertex D and vertex B together, we get 2 more line segments. What are these line segments called? These line segments AC and BD are called 2 diagonals of the quadrilateral ABCD. In this chapter, we will study more about different types of quadrilaterals, their property, especially those of parallelogram. You may wonder why should we study about quadrilaterals or parallelograms. If you try to observe around yourself, you will find almost all shapes around you are in the form of quadrilateral. For example, you will find of the floor, walls, ceilings, window of your classroom, blackboard, each face of the duster, page of the book, top of the study table, etc. So infinite things around you is in the shape of quadrilateral. And as we are surrounded by these shapes, we need to know more about these shapes. So, although most of the objects we see around us are of the shapes of special quadrilaterals called rectangle, we shall study more about quadrilaterals and especially parallelograms because rectangle is also a parallelogram and all the properties of parallelogram are true for rectangle as well. Isn't that interesting? Yes. Now let us study about angle sum property of a quadrilateral. I hope this much is clear in this part, the introduction part. Just recapping it, we have non-collinear and collinear points. We discussed about 3 non-collinear points and their relation to form a triangle. We discussed about 4 non-collinear points and their relation and the figures formed by them. we studied about basic components of the quadrilateral. They are the sides, vertex or vertices, angles and diagonals. The properties of quadrilateral are based on this. From this, let us talk about the angles first. And as these are the components, we will understand properties based on each one by one in the form of a theorem. So let us discuss the property based on angles. Now, the sum of the angles of a quadrilateral is 360. This is the property. This can be verified by drawing a diagonal and dividing the quadrilateral into two triangles. So let A, B, C and D be a quadrilateral and AC be the diagonal. We are picking up only one diagonal. What is the sum of the angles in triangle ADC? We have done angle sum property in the previous chapter. Angle sum property of a triangle says sum of three angles of a triangle is equal to 180. So, if I have any triangle A, B and C, angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180. Isn't that? Now let us see what happens in the quadrilateral. Now here you can see that angle DAC, angle ACD plus angle D is 180. Similarly in triangle ABC, angle CAB plus angle ACB plus angle B is 180. Adding angle 1 and angle equation 1 and equation 2, we get angle DAC plus angle ACD plus angle D plus angle CBA plus angle ACB plus angle B is 180 plus 180 is 360. Now what is angle DAC and angle CAB? It is equal to angle 1 and angle ACD plus angle ACB is angle C. Therefore angle A plus angle B plus angle C is 360. Therefore, the sum of the angles of a quadrilateral is 360. Let us discuss it once again. So, if I have any quadrilateral, say like this way, if I have a quadrilateral like this way, I label it as A, B, C and D. If I draw one diagonal of any side AC or BD, any one, and I try to find the angle sum property of these two triangles, we can see two triangles are formed, triangle ADC and triangle ABC. Now in triangle ADC, we know that angle DAC plus angle ACD plus angle D is equal to 180 according to angle sum property of the triangle. And in triangle ABC similarly, angle CAB plus angle ACB plus angle B is also equal to 180. Now this quadrilateral is made up of all these four angles. So if I add these two equations, I get angle DAC plus angle ACD plus angle D plus angle CAB plus angle ACB plus angle B is equal to 180 plus 180. that is angle DAC plus angle ACD plus angle D plus angle CAB plus angle ACB plus angle B is equal to 360. Now you can observe here that angle A is made up of these two angles. So if I add angle DAC and angle CAB, I get it as angle A. And if I add angle ACD and angle ACB, I get angle C. Angle D and angle B is already there with me, so I have it as 360. I can rearrange as angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D is equal to 360. So this is the first property for the quadrilaterals based on its angles. One by one we will be discussing the properties based on sides, based on vertices, based on angles and based on diagonals. Recall it again. The property of the quadrilateral based on triangle is the sum of the angles of a quadrilateral is 360. In next session, we will be understanding about types of quadrilateral and few more properties about quadrilaterals. Thank you.